America is deeply divided. There are only two sides to every issue, and there is no interest in finding common ground, not even with members of your own family. But as the 2024 presidential election looms on the horizon, there has never been a more important time to have the necessary conversation.
Welcome to the Necessary Conversation. Happy New Year, everybody. This is a podcast where me and my sister, Haley Pope, discuss politics with our right-wing MAGA parents, Mary Lou and Bob. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see my mom and dad are wearing hats, both of them, for the new year. And my dad's hat says Biden sucks, and my mom's hat says Trump something. Just Trump.
2024.
All right. Love your hats. Welcome, everybody. It is the new year, and we've got a lot to get to. A lot has been happening over this past week in the American political spectrum. But first, let's revisit a prediction my dad made on January 29th. We're almost a year out from that prediction. I can't believe it.
It already happened.
On January 29th of 2023, you said a nuclear weapon would be used in Ukraine within 30 to 40 days.
Let him talk.
It has been.
Okay. I don't agree with that. What nuclear weapon are you talking?
They fired 3 nuclear missiles. They didn't have warheads on them, but they were used. And those are nuclear weapons.
Without a nuclear payload? How is that a nuclear weapon?
Yeah, they just shot them to warn people they're coming.
Okay, so the prediction has failed.
It did come true. You just behind the 8 ball.
Okay. And now we are going to move on to how we open every show with a question from a listener. Now, if you'd like to submit a question to this podcast, to any one of us or all of us, you just record a 1-minute or shorter clip of audio and email it to the thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com, and I go through all of them. Are you ready for today's question?
Yes.
It's for Bob and Mary Lou from some in New York.
Oh my God.
Hi, Kultgens family. My name is Sarah. I am 37 and I am from Maryland. And my question is for all of you, and it is regarding the No Labels movement. As the 2024 presidential election approaches, I'm curious if you've heard of or if you've looked into the No Labels movement. I'm somebody who's struggled recently with being affiliated with either political party, and like I believe goes for most Americans, neither of the likely 2024 candidates for the Republican or the Democratic Party are who we want to see representing us or our country. No Labels hopes to provide a presidential candidate on the ballot that better represents what Americans want, which is unity, not divisiveness, or the current extremes on the far left or the far right. And some of the political leaders that are behind the movement are people like Larry Hogan and Joe Lieberman, among others. Anyway, I was just wondering what you think about these leaders starting this movement or having a candidate on the ballot that is not affiliated with a specific political party, and would you be open to voting for them? Thanks, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts.
All right, so there you have it. Have you heard of the No Labels movement? Any of you?
Yes.
No.
It's worthless.
All right. So there's my dad's answer. He would never vote for a third party. Haley, would you vote for a third party?
I am open to voting for fucking anyone. I have no label. I am not a Democrat, nor am I a Republican. So, I mean, whoever's
So you're
the
a fence
table
rider
that-
with no conviction like the rest of your herd.
I've been to the desert on a horse with no name.
I'm moderate. I mean, there are things that I agree with sometimes with you guys. Very few things, but sometimes. But I'm not far left. I'm not far right. I'm more, I don't know. I think I'm kind of moderate on a lot of issues. So I will vote for anyone that I deem competent enough to fucking run the country.
Mom, would you vote for a third party?
No, and I just Googled, I'm a Googler. No Labels was founded in 2010.
Yeah, but they're kind of restoking it now as like an alternative to Trump and Biden.
They're trying to pull out anything out of their ass to not have Trump as our president, but he's going to be our president.
Well, if anything, I think this would hurt Biden because it's a more liberal kind
Well, that's what we're
party.
saying.
What are we saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
what are you saying?
no.
What?
I'm voting for
I'm saying that any of this third party nonsense is bullshit. It isn't going to help.
Only
It's
two
not gonna
parties.
help. It's going to help my party.
Right.
I'll be honest. If she would have
Knock
said
yourself out, girl.
the no label thing, I thought she was talking about me, he, she, it, we, that stuff.
Transgender.
Yeah, I didn't.
No. The no label movement is essentially just a third party in America, and we've seen other third parties
Yes.
try to make headway.
Before.
The Libertarian Party actually did. It got a bunch of people in the Tea Party. These things actually got people into the United States government, into the Senate, into the Congress. The Green Party has been out there for a long time. There have been a bunch of third parties, but they're generally incredibly ineffective, and the only thing they really serve to do is siphon off, maybe 3% of the vote for one of the bigger parties, whichever one
Right.
they're most closely aligned to ideologically. I think it's a travesty that we don't have more than two parties in America. This is a country of 300 million people, ethnically diverse, ideologically diverse, and we are only ever given two choices, which are essentially, which corporate sponsored team do you want to win the Super Bowl, but the corporation owns both teams. I would love to see a viable third party. Would I vote for this one? No, because at this point, we are really looking at, are you going to vote for or against Donald Trump? Whoever the Democrats put up is going to get a vote from somebody who doesn't want Trump, and that's it. Unfortunately, policies really don't matter anymore in any American political system. I feel like it's a game of public opinion, and that's about all we're doing with our votes, in my humble opinion.
Did that caller say she was going to vote for the third party?
I don't believe so. No, she didn't mention anything like that. I was just curious about what our attitudes were toward this third party movement that is starting to happen now. Ultimately, I think it will be completely ineffective, especially in an election like this where you have two polarizing, or at least one very polarizing candidate in Donald Trump.
And one
but again,
dead, yeah.
Thank you very much for that question.
Do we get our rant now?
Oh
What?
God.
Since it's not a topic, we have a topic that we wanted in here.
What kind of hat is that?
Moms.
What?
Like it's giving like Lord Huron, like a fucking hipster kind of singer-songwriter. Like what is that hat?
It's kind of a boat. What did we call
boat
it?
Gambler.
A boat gambler.
Okay.
But
I got a black Stetson in the mail coming.
Of course.
And you're gonna wear it like daily?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just gonna
I'll wear it to the barn. I'll wear it out to the barn.
Okay, like a cowboy hat. What, you had a rant, Dad?
Well, wait a minute.
We both did.
Well, okay. I was going to research it and get it all prepared and ready, but
I have all the statistics.
Oh God.
Okay. Mike Obama has a 5-inch penis. Transgendered.
What?
Yeah, we have now found out that Mike Obama.
Who's Mike Obama?
Michelle.
His real name is Mike. He's transgendered and he has a 5-inch penis. And he had neither of their children, by the way. They were both from a surrogate.
And by
the way, Mr. Obama is a Muslim homosexual
who killed the chef,
and that's why he likes Mike Obama. Yeah, they killed their chef down at the beach because he knew all this.
Okay.
The Obamas are the worst family in U.S. history.
There are people that do believe into this theory. There are people that do not.
Mike Obama.
Just recently, a podcast that a man had made, maybe a year ago. She's transgender. This was all the
and she still sports a 5-inch penis.
This was all the research I was going to do, but I didn't have time. Dad goes, "Don't worry, I have all the research." That's what he just.
That's the research.
That's the stats. I will do it better next week. I'll have it all down.
Oh
but
my God.
Serious, people are again starting to talk about it. They've talked about this like when Joan Rivers died. She was walking into a store or something and said, "Oh, don't you know, Michelle Obama is a man. She has a penis." And 2 weeks later, she was dead. So the theory is there. They shut her up. There's been one speech.
Feel
It
free
is
to spread
so
that around.
it is so wild to me that you guys are like, this is fact, this is fact.
I'm
But
not
like
saying
all
it's
the
fact.
shit
Take a look.
that they have on Donald
Michelle
Trump,
Obama.
you're
If
like,
that
I
ain't-
don't believe
If
any
that
of
ain't
that.
a man, I don't know what one looks like.
There's
Well,
also
let
a
me throw one back
picture-
at you. Did you see what
Okay.
came out this week about Donald Trump smelling like pure shit?
No,
Oh,
no.
A reporter who spent a lot of time with him and was like a White House correspondent is releasing his book, and one of the things that is in it is his account of how Donald Trump smells. And he basically said he can't believe that nobody has openly talked about this yet. He smells like ass constantly,
have
like
anything
BO and
to-
ass.
Does that have
Good.
anything to do with how you would run a country? The
Does
smell of
Michelle
skin?
Obama or Mike Obama's suspected 5-inch penis have anything to do with how you would run a country?
Well, they're
Yes.
lying about their gender.
Well, Trump's lying about how he smells.
And Barack Obama, who's behind all this, is a homosexual
Who cares?
Muslim.
And there
Donald Trump's had sex with
I don't
children.
care that he's homosexual.
was
Donald Trump
I
is
care
a-
that his partner is a transgender.
Hey, any of our listeners
And Donald
out
Trump
there?
is a satanic pedophile.
Oh Lord. Any of our listeners out there that have read this and kind of, not agree or whatever, DM
No one agrees
me.
with this, by the way.
DM me.
I don't even think
swear.
anyone's read this. This is just
Yes.
like
Oh
weird
my
shit
God.
that
Oh
Dad
my
like
God.
Get on the
It's-
internet.
It's everywhere.
Get on the internet.
internet.
It's
what
on fire.
website do you go to?
It's
HoaxesandScams.com?
on fire.
I Google and I YouTube. And guess what? There's a speech that Obama was giving. I don't know what year it was. See my research. I need to research. As he's speaking about Michelle Obama, he calls Michelle Obama Michael, my wife. I swear to God. And I'll find that.
cares?
I'll find that. What we're trying
We
to
do.
say is they're fake. They're
We do
lying
right
to
here.
us.
Who cares?
They're all fake. All politicians are fake. It's a
they're
fucking
lying to
reality
us.
show.
Oh.
American politics is all fake.
Well, that's our rant.
Anyway,
We're standing by it.
anyway,
5-inch penis.
we still love all of our gay friends, and we still hate all the transgender people trying to kick the door down.
Okay.
Okay.
Let Chad go on.
Let's move on to our first topic. Trump is now off the ballot in 2 states, following a 4-3 decision
No,
by the
he's
Colorado
not.
Supreme
Let
Court
him
to
talk.
disqualify Donald
Let
Trump from
him
appearing on the
talk.
2024 presidential election
He's
ballots
not.
in that state. Maine has become the second state to decide to remove Trump from the ballots. Last Thursday, Maine Secretary of
Let
State
him
Shanna
talk.
Bellows
Who
ruled that
is
Trump
a
is
trash
disqualified
collector.
from holding office and appearing on the state's primary ballot under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment due to his role in the January 6th insurrection. In her decision, Bellows wrote, quote, "The U.S. Constitution does not tolerate an assault on the foundations of our government, and Section 336 requires me to act in response. Given the compressed time frame, the novel constitutional questions involved, the importance of this case, and impending ballot preparation deadlines, I will
You
suspend
two
the
want one of
effect
these
of my
hats? We can hook you up.
I will suspend the effect of my decision until the Superior Court rules on any appeal or the time to appeal has expired." Bellows is the first election official to unilaterally make a decision on Trump's eligibility, and she's already facing the consequences, which have taken the form of someone calling in a bogus threat to get a SWAT team to show up at her house. More than a dozen other states are considering challenges seeking to bar Trump from their ballots and courts, and several states have already rejected such challenges. The Michigan Supreme Court ruled against a similar effort on procedural grounds, keeping Trump on the primary ballot there. The Minnesota Supreme Court ruled in November that it would not bar him from the primary ballot, but left the door open to considering a potential challenge should Trump be the Republican nominee in the general election. And California's Secretary of State declined to remove Trump from the ballot, despite a call for her to do so from the state's lieutenant governor. You're always shitting on California, but they're backing Trump here. How many states, my first question is, how many states will kick Trump
Would
off
it take?
their ballots? Mom.
Before the election,
Yeah.
0.
2 already have.
No, they
Well,
haven't.
No.
It's
Yes, they
not
have.
done. It's
It
not
is.
done, dumb shit.
Yes, it is.
No,
unless
it's not.
unless these things get overturned by a higher
They're
They're
court.
going to
get overturned.
reverse.
Well,
You're
as of
going
right
on-
now,
you're going on
he's
old
off
fucking news.
the ballots.
You're going on
No,
old
no.
fucking news. He'll be on the
Listen,
I
ballot.
think it's
you,
gonna
you told me a
remain
nuclear
majority.
weapon was used in Ukraine, which is obviously not true.
Yes, it is true.
It is not true. So my question is, Mom, how many states, whether it is finalized or not, how many states are going to kick Trump off their ballots?
I don't think there'll be any more if they're smart, because if they start doing this, we'll start doing the same thing to Biden. I think it's stupid and
On
dumb.
what grounds? On what grounds?
Fame.
A traitor to the United States of America.
How many insurrections was he responsible
Treason.
for?
Treason.
What was the treasonous act?
From Biden?
Taking millions from
Taking
China.
bribes from our number one enemy, China.
All right. So what you're saying, no more states will kick him off? Dad, how many more states do you think will kick him off?
None.
Haley?
Michigan already got overturned.
I would say the majority of the blue states. I think everybody's going to follow suit. If there's a success rate, they're going to keep doing it.
Why do you think California is not doing it?
It ain't going to stick. It's a waste of time and
Haley?
Me?
Yes.
You want the hat?
I don't know. I have no idea.
All right.
What?
Dad,
you want to
you
wear
said
the hat while you talk?
Okay, Laura Ingraham has this new theory that she thinks this is all brought on by the liberals and the left, and they're trying to inspire a civil war. That's her new theory. That's why they're trying to do this.
Okay.
To cause an uproar.
Well,
and make the civil war happen.
We will get to something that I believe is actually trying to cause a civil war a little bit later. I don't agree with you. I don't think it's coming from the left. Dad, you said last week that Trump getting kicked off the ballot wasn't going to the Supreme Court. Do you still think that?
No, it'll get killed in the appellate.
Okay. But if it doesn't, it will then be appealed to the Supreme Court.
Yes, if it doesn't get kicked out by the appellate, it'll hit a 9-0 vote in the Supreme Court because it's unconstitutional. Really?
Interesting. I don't think
you want to be the Supreme Court justice that voted for that fucking illegal, unconstitutional appeal?
Yes.
No,
it's not illegal. He fucking committed treason. He's on camera doing it.
Where's the proof?
And
there's video of him.
Where's the indictment?
The election was.
Where's the indictment and where's the conviction? They don't exist. So he didn't do it.
Not yet.
So he didn't do it.
Okay. Let me move on to this.
One more thing. You know why
Biden did take money from the Chinese.
You know why?
Where's the proof? Where's the indictment? Where's the conviction?
Sitting on the beach.
Didn't happen.
Chad.
Didn't happen.
Sitting in the beach.
Didn't happen.
Yeah. The reason they are trying.
Yeah, $200,000 a year guy just bought him a
Where's the indictment?
house on the beach.
Where's the conviction? Didn't happen.
No proof.
Where's the conviction? Didn't happen.
That's the conviction.
Okay. The reason they're trying to do this to him and take him off the ballot, because they know on day one it's coming.
They're
the
going
wrath
to
of
jail.
hell is coming. He even said
this isn't about Trump being president. It's about if Trump's president, we're all fucking going to jail, and we're going to do everything we can to stay out of jail. So they're pulling the stops out because they're going to jail day one.
All right. Well, we'll get to that. Well, I have a topic a little bit later that is about what Trump tweeted out and what are his motivations for trying to become.
How's that, Brandy Oakley?
Let me ask you
Jesse
this.
From Toy Story.
Trump won 0.
Hey, there you go.
Okay.
Trump won 0 electoral votes in Colorado, but he did pick up 1 electoral vote in Maine in the 2020 election. Do you think this is hurting his chances in Maine, or is it firing up his base?
I don't think it matters.
Nah, he's
Maine's irrelevant.
I think this shit always fires up anybody. Yeah. Like it's gonna fire him up.
Right.
I'm not fired up because I know it ain't gonna mean a damn thing.
He's gonna win.
Okay. Well, let's
all it does is show how fucking stupid people in Colorado and Maine are.
All right, let's move on to topic number 2.
And they are fucking stupid.
Okay.
Utah's governor is going after social media. Utah Governor Spencer Cox believes that social media is one of the causes of recent increases in rates of loneliness, anxiety, and depression across America. In an effort to combat what he believes to be the negative repercussions of widespread social media use, Cox enacted legislation in his state that would require social media users to verify their age in order to access their accounts, putting restrictions on when and how users under 18 could access social media sites. The legislation is currently facing legal challenges from a trade group that represents Meta, TikTok, and X, aka Twitter. First Amendment advocates have also argued the law, which goes into effect in 2024 and on free speech rights. In response to the legal challenges from the big tech companies, Cox said, they know this is harming our kids. They're covering it up. They're doing everything possible to take advantage of our kids for their own gain, and we're not going to stand for that. And so we're still pushing forward. Colorado Governor Jared Polis, a Democrat, agreed with Cox on the role social media plays in fueling the mental health crisis in the country, but believes policing social media use should be left.
Had to remove the
You guys
hat.
just let me read this. All I'm trying to do is read the fucking thing. And you guys
I'm
are having
half
a conversation
asleep
during
from
it.
boredom.
Okay, go ahead.
He believes policing social media should be left up to parents, saying, I think the responsibility belongs with parents, not the government. Is social media evil, Dad?
Oh,
Mom?
I think it should be, I don't know. This is a hard one. The parents should restrict and let the kids do, what they feel is right. I don't know. It's hard. The government shouldn't control that. It should be the parents, I think.
But is social media bad? That's the question.
Part of it is, yes. I know friends of mine that have got off of it completely because it's just too much for them. It's draining. They can't see, they don't want to see stuff on it anymore. So it makes their life better not to see all the bad stuff. Kind of like if you watch too much TV too, with the war going on, I can't watch too much of that. It makes me upset.
Yeah. Haley,
But
do you
I
think social media is bad? Sorry, Mom. What'd you say?
I do like social media myself.
Yeah.
I do.
Haley, is social media bad?
I think there's definitely a negative side to social media consumption. I mean, I am a parent. I do have to
hold it.
So I respect my kids, and I respect the fact that like they want to look at whatever shit they want to look at. They want to be on whatever sites they want to be on. But it is
they'll
my
all be
job
Republicans in 4 years.
It's my job as a parent to help them navigate social media. And so I think, you can use it responsibly, you can watch it responsibly, but the fucking point of social media is
Mom's got to let Stinky out, and I got to run to the restroom.
Oh, God. Hurry
the
up.
point of social media is to fucking suck you in. They want you to buy it, see it, watch it, do it. So, I mean, that's the nature of it.
Right. Do you believe, Mom, that these social media companies, Meta, TikTok, X, do you believe that they are knowingly harming and creating harmful practices that are designed to addict children basically to their product?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, probably because it's weird. I look at one site like for a pair of shoes or something, and then all of a sudden that pair of shoes or that brand is on another web page that I'm looking at. How do they know that? How do they do that? So if they
I wouldn't say they're
simple.
They're not like not trying to harm you, but they are definitely trying to make you buy that shit. They are giving influencers fucking cash money and product to fucking hawk it. So little kids are like, I want that shit too.
But also just the promotion of certain aesthetic ideals, the ability to go deep into certain online communities that may have harmful information or ideologies. All of these kinds of things are.
In fact, I have been influenced. I'm embarrassed to tell you. I have been influenced. I was on, I think it was Instagram, and there was this new perfume, it's, what's it called? Bacardi, something that costs like $500 a bottle.
Baccarat Rouge.
Yes, that's what Bacardi. Yes. So anyway, I was like, okay, but you can get it for, what's it called? The dope. What's it called? The dupe?
The dupe.
Okay, I got that word right.
Shop.
For $39.95. So I duped it for $39.95 and got it, and it does smell good. So see, I was influenced.
Yes. But what I'm talking more about is there's a lot of data now coming out suggesting that prolonged use of any of these social media platforms is responsible for an increase in depression, anxiety, all kinds of mental health issues in children. And the companies that make the social media know about this, have reports and studies on it, and seemingly don't give a fuck. And so if the companies aren't going to help stop this or curb this or police this, is it the government's role at all to step in and regulate that industry like they have other harmful industries like the tobacco industry or whatever?
People have to get pissed off enough to do it themselves.
How about vaping?
This is government of the people, by the people, and for the people, not for Joe Biden.
Huh? What does this have to do with Joe Biden?
Government. That's who runs it right now.
What
Okay.
are they proposing? Are they proposing that like kids under 18 can't fucking consume or what?
Yeah, I think effectively that's what this is. It's putting a hard age limit on it, and I think the only way to override that, it's basically like restrictions on
They
how
want them to
and
be
when kids
dependent
under
on the
18 can
government.
access it and what sites they can go to or what accounts they can look at. I don't know the very
Yep.
specifics of this, but
They're structuring young kids to be dependent on the federal government for everything.
right. Do you think it's a free speech issue at all?
What? Media?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Good talking to you. Haley, do you think it's
You don't
a
have,
free
you
speech
don't have,
issue?
here's the bottom line.
Yeah, please, bottom line me.
Okay, social media will be put in its place by the people or not at all.
Then not at all. The people
Yeah,
are who have made it as big as it is.
Well, yeah, and eventually there'll be people getting tired of it.
All right.
This
Haley,
takes a while. It takes years.
yeah. Do you think this should be governmentally overseen? Should there be a social media oversight committee in the Senate or House?
Look at Boo Bear.
I mean, it's like the equivalent of putting advisory stickers on albums, right? So
Yeah.
like
Look at
potentially
Sugar Bear.
do something like that. You know, like you put a warning on it for a certain age limit or whatever. I mean, like I said, my kids are fucking consumers of social media. We see how many hours. I know exactly what they're looking at.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's my job to fucking help them navigate that.
What?
Yeah.
You know, and if they're locked in their fucking room for 10 hours a day watching YouTube or whatever, like that's
So
kind of
you
on
knew-
me.
You knew what Harper put on TikTok about your mother.
No, she didn't because I had to show
Oh,
her.
she said she looks at everything.
You remember
I
that?
do.
Yeah.
But I had to show that to you, and you know that.
All right. Can you explain this story? You're
No,
talking about
we're
very
not.
cryptically.
Look at Haley's face. She knows what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about
Yeah.
too. Explain it.
We
or
all
bring
know
it
what you're
up.
talking about.
Hello?
Yes.
What the
Tell
point
the story.
was,
The
is
point was
said
Haley didn't know.
She knows and monitors everything her kids do. Bullshit.
You didn't
We
know
know
that.
she has a TikTok account.
Bullshit.
No, look,
I
you're
had
making
not
it sound
seen
like
that.
she did something bad,
Okay.
and that is
What?
not the case. Tell this fucking
No.
story. If you're gonna tell the story, tell the fucking
Here's
story.
the story.
Okay.
Here's the story. Harper,
I don't think you should do it. Haley doesn't want you to do it.
do you not want me to tell it?
No.
I don't.
Just let it
You
blow.
can't.
Yeah,
Don't
let it
talk
go.
about her, but
It's nobody's
the
business.
the gist
Alright.
of the story is that she was unhappy with some shit that you guys said, so she went on TikTok and kind of vented, and then you heard it and got fucking pissed.
But what was
But
the nature
no.
of the shit that you said?
The
That-
nature
no,
of
that-
the shit had to do with the LGBTQ plus community.
Correct. It was homophobic shit that you said. She called you out on TikTok, and you got pissed.
No, she said several things about us that weren't nice.
Or
And
true.
I had to
Or
show
true.
it. I
Not
had to
true.
show it to Haley because Haley didn't know it was out there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
We're not
I hadn't
homophobic.
seen the TikTok yet. I don't just
We're
sit around looking
genderphobic.
at their shit all day.
And that was at a time when she wasn't even of age to be on TikTok. So let's forget it.
Hang on a minute. Dad just said we're not homophobic. You have in this very show claimed that Obama is gay in a way
Yeah.
that is derogatory. That's
All right.
homophobia.
That's because I don't like him.
Okay. We've gotten
I'm
fired up here a little bit.
selective.
We've revealed
There are some gay people I love dearly.
I have some gay friends.
No,
Let's-
they're not friends.
Relative.
Okay,
You're
not even
relative.
friends. Great. Let's simmer down now with a little bit of common ground. We've talked
All right,
about politics.
You do your simmering down.
We are, of course, bringing you this episode on New Year's Day, January 1st. That means everybody out
no.
there, us included, don't what?
Don't bring up resolutions. They ain't worth 2 days.
Go ahead, talk, Chad.
My question is, what are your New Year's resolutions? Dad.
My New Year's resolution is to vote for Donald Trump
All right.
under any circumstance.
Mom,
And if they take him off the ballots, bear arms against them.
you always say you're going to bear arms and there's going to be blood in the streets and all this shit. I just don't think you're ever leaving your house.
Oh, you're wrong. I won't have to leave my house to drop a few Democrats around here.
You think there's Democrats that live around you?
There's one that lives catty corner from my front fucking door.
And you know this for a fact?
Yes.
How?
Stop.
No.
Stop.
Signs.
Signs? You mean like literal yard signs or things that only you
Yes.
can perceive?
That's right.
Signs.
Signs everywhere, signs.
He won't see me coming.
Okay. Mom,
Okay.
do you have any non-murderous New Year's resolutions?
To be in the present moment, always forget about the past. It's gone. Have
Forget
better
about
health.
the past.
Have better health.
Okay.
We didn't have a good year. I want a better year.
Better year.
Yep.
Health-wise.
Health-wise.
Yeah.
Fuck, I was in the hospital for a week.
I know. So, and you don't have any resolutions regarding
No.
that?
Oh, no, I'm in a lot better shape now.
Yeah, but I mean, like changing lifestyle or anything like that?
What the hell would I want to change my lifestyle? It's been good for 70 years.
Okay.
So you don't land in the hospital again.
I won't. I might
Okay.
take a dirt nap, but I ain't going to the hospital.
That's the resolution. Fuck medical treatment no matter what. All right. Haley, what is your New Year's resolution?
I don't know. I mean, every year rolls around. I don't really have resolutions. Just fucking, I don't
even
try
know.
not to work as much. Go to the gym more. Same
Oh.
shit. I don't know.
All right. Well, this year my resolution is to effectively learn how to astral project so that I can go into the astral plane and commune with extra dimensional beings.
Stop it.
Let's move on to
God.
our
Jesus. Look at Dad's face.
next question. You're over here talking about Michelle Obama has a 5-inch penis, but I can't talk about the astral plane.
Well, mine's a fact. Yours is the astro plane.
The what?
Did you guys watch any movies over the holiday season?
Yeah.
The ones you want us to watch?
No.
Absolutely not.
What did you watch?
now some of movies are across the political
What
divide for you.
What did you watch? What
No.
did
I
you
watched
watch?
one the other night that was pretty good.
Newsmax.
No, what was that one I got off? It was the killing one.
Oh, yeah. It was a good one. I forget the name of it.
Uh,
About the Osage County?
No, he
No.
terminated everybody. I forget the
The
name of
Killer
it.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
The
I'm-
Killer.
yeah.
I didn't
Uh-huh.
watch it. David Fincher's movie. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We like that
Okay.
one.
It's Fassbender.
Mhm.
It's pretty good.
Reminds me of myself.
I saw Wonka.
Of yourself. Oh, how
You
was
saw
that?
Very weird, very interesting. You guys are Christian. You'd like it. A lot of Christian kind of motif and metaphor in it.
What
Wonka
was the
is
name of it?
Jesus.
Oh, wait
Yeah,
a minute.
it's bizarre.
Who produced
What?
it? Walt Disney.
No,
Haley's
it's not a
mic
Disney
is
movie.
weird.
Oh.
Haley's mic's weird.
Yeah.
And I might
Check
take
that
a
a
look
little
at it.
What's
I won't watch anything Disney.
What's the name of it, Chad?
Wonka.
Wonka?
Willy Wonka?
Yes.
Oh,
you
my
know
God. It's Timely Shimely.
I know Willy Wonka.
Watched Iron Claw. The Iron Claw.
No.
What did
B
you think of
minus.
that?
B-.
Oh, my God. Conrad has brothers, and at the end, like, him and Will were crying like babies.
Wow.
Crying? Why?
So
It's
a
fucking
sad story.
sad.
It's very dark.
Why?
It's
Watch
about the
it.
Von Erich family, a bunch of pro wrestlers in Texas in the 80s, all these brothers, but tragedy just fucking destroys the family, basically. Check it out if you want. All right, let's move on to our next topic. Trump's word cloud. Last Tuesday, Donald Trump shared a word cloud image on social media that displayed the words voters most commonly associated with his hypothetical second term. Two of the most prominent words in the image, and therefore the most strongly associated with Trump's current campaign, were revenge and dictatorship. The post came a day
Jesus.
after his Christmas message where he declared his
Attaboy.
enemies should rot in hell, and it comes at the end of a 2-month stretch in which he pledged to be a dictator on day one and repeatedly echoed the rhetoric of Hitler by labeling his foes vermin and immigrants as poisoning the blood of our country. The first votes of the 2024 presidential primary are just weeks away, and Trump holds commanding poll leads nationally and in key early states. The word cloud image was created using data from a poll conducted by the JL Partners for the Daily Mail. They asked 984 likely general election voters to say one word to describe what President Joe Biden and Donald Trump most wants to achieve in their second term. The most common phrase for Biden was nothing, followed by economy, according to the poll. And for Trump, revenge topped the list, followed by power, economy, and dictatorship. Dictator was also prominently a choice in this word cloud graphic. There, my mom is holding up a picture of it. Okay, so, and Trump posted this. So, Dad, is revenge something you think a presidential candidate should be focused on?
Absolutely.
And do you believe a U.S. presidential candidate should want to be a dictator?
For the first year, yes.
Okay. Do you think a dictator ever comes into power and says, I'm just going to be a dictator for 1 year and then I'll go back?
No, I think a person does come into power and say, I'm going to dictate how this is going to go with the revenge on the Democrats.
Do you
and
know
you can't stop me. And within a year, he'll have it all cleaned up.
Do you know who Alexei Navalny is?
I've heard of him.
No, I don't know.
Do you know who Vladimir Putin is?
Yes.
Alexei Navalny is the leader of the opposition party in Russia.
I know.
And he, in I believe it was 2018 or 2020,
the
Russian government poisoned him with Novichok, a Russian nerve agent that can kill you. He survived this. And then they arrested him on charges of, I believe it was like inciting rebellion or something like this. And he's now serving 18 years in a Siberian prison. They're moving him around. His people couldn't find him for 2 weeks. They thought he might be dead. Then he resurfaced. And this is all as Putin is gearing up for his, in quotes, next election. He just takes anybody who runs against him, tries to poison and kill them, and then puts them in jail. Do you think that's, and that's a dictator. Putin is a dictator. Do you think that's how the American government should work?
I think, to be honest with you,
it already started.
Poisoning the upper crust of our Democratic Party is, what do you want to call it? It's warranted.
Right.
I think they're already starting to do it to Donald Trump. Biden's trying to get him out of the way, no matter how or what.
No, but
getting somebody, he's a criminal.
Yes.
Either they're trying to take him off the ballot.
Joe Biden's not.
They're trying to tie him up in courts.
He's
what
on
do you think?
Tape inciting an insurrection.
Oh, goddamn. I'm so tired of that.
Can you play that tape for me?
And Biden,
yes, I can give you a YouTube link. It was on he's the fucking president talking into a camera, telling everyone on January 6th, they stole the election from us.
Okay.
But you need to simmer down.
And Biden has been caught how many times now saying I had nothing to do with Hunter's friends? I think 42 times now in emails, texts, phone calls.
That's not inciting an insurrection. And everybody's saying these emails, emails. The Republicans are like Hillary Clinton, 10,000 emails. Joe Biden, 30,000 emails, whatever it is. Doesn't fucking matter. How many emails have you sent?
Very few.
Nothing to do with
you, but
government.
Mom, how many have you sent?
Not to do with the government.
The volume of emails is meaningless. Look, the question I'm getting at with this whole thing is Trump put this out. That word cloud comes out.
Will you just let it go with your Trump bashing? I'm sick and tired of it.
I'm not bashing him. I'm asking you
why
you support an American presidential candidate.
He's an insurrectionist, but Joe Biden's innocent as the driven snow.
I'm not saying he's innocent.
You're
he
so
didn't incite an insurrection, though.
Hey, you know what? Don't talk to me about that shit anymore.
All right, Mom, I'll talk to you. Do you think that an American presidential candidate should be posting shit like that, saying, look, I'm proud of the fact that people think I'm a dictator seeking revenge? That's an American presidential candidate.
He has the right to say that.
We're seeking revenge too, and we want that dictator to bring it.
He has the right to say that.
So it's not just Donald Trump, it's half the fucking country, you dumb shit.
He has the right to say that. If you think it's right, you vote for him.
Right.
Which you have to vote for him.
Half the country wants revenge.
Chad will be voting for him.
Do you want to be ruled by a dictator?
Yes, that particular dictator,
you know what?
For as long as it takes to clean up that fucking shithole called DC.
I want to vote for the man that's going to close our border, for starters. Oh my God, what a mess that is. And it's insane. It's insane.
Right.
Do you guys see on like different clips and TV how bad that border is?
Yeah,
Or do
it's
you
it's one of
care?
Biden's
Like
worst
it?
failures, I
How
think.
many million
Do you
now?
give a shit now?
Hey,
that
have you
your
guys ever
fucking
seen the
state-
footage?
Your
Hey,
fucking
have-
state, Chad, is
Yeah.
going to spend $85 billion for free medical assistance to illegal immigrants when half the people in your state don't have insurance. You all
Have you
for
ever
that
seen the
there, big
footage
boy?
of
You all
the
for that, big
Holocaust?
boy?
Calm down.
You loving that, Mr. California?
Yeah, I'm good with
You
it.
guys understand that Donald Trump is
Fucking
literally
fool.
he's echoing the words of Hitler.
Yeah.
If that's
I
what
You've
it's
seen
understand.
you've seen footage of the Holocaust, correct?
Right.
So you're down for that?
So you think Donald Trump's going to bring you another Holocaust? I doubt it.
What do you
He's
think
only
he
gonna-
wants to do to all of the people at the border? What do you think he
Yeah,
wants to
he's
do
going
with
to
them?
ship their fucking asses back to their home. My theory on the border all along was get a couple of Jeeps with 50 caliber machine guns, and when that herd tries to come across, gun down about 2,000 or 3,000 of them, and your border problems are fucking over.
Do you
So just
think
murder,
it's-
mass murder.
Murder
is your
them.
solution?
Murder the fuck out of them. Yeah.
Do you think it's
Okay.
right, Haley?
That's what they're doing to us. They're murdering our country. So I believe in an eye for an eye. I'll murder them back.
Do you think it's right, Haley, that the
Kill 'em
people
all.
coming across the border get free medical, $5,000 credit card, a cell phone, all this, all that, when we have Americans?
Oh yeah, Mr. Veteran who fought for our country.
Yeah,
Get your ass
veterans.
out on the fucking street. We're putting an illegal immigrant in there because we don't want him to be cold tonight.
When we have people here
That's
that are
horseshit.
born Americans that have worked here that are in poverty and can't get things they need. Do you think that's fair to give that to an illegal that walks across the border
And he knows he's not
before
even-
an
he's
American?
He's not some asylum
I'm asking
seeker.
Haley a question.
He's a fucking terrorist.
Do you think that's fair?
I don't think anything is fair. I think our government
You
is
won't
complete
when they
fucking
bomb your
bullshit.
ass.
So
I don't
should
think
those-
people should be homeless. I don't think that immigrants should be turned away. I don't think any of those things.
Why not?
So we should let, what is it, 1 million now that's already come in?
Since Obama took over?
Since
8
by
million.
8 million. So we let as many million in the United States
As
that
4
our
states.
government will pay for
That's
over
4 states total population.
4 states, over the people in our country that need that help. Is that right?
No, murder them.
I don't think murder them, but I don't think let them in.
Murder them.
I think take care of our people first. That's
The
what I
government
believe.
doesn't take care of any of us. There is no universal health care. And you guys have
There is
experienced
for
that
the illegal
yourselves, like the fucking pitfalls of our medical
California's
system.
giving it away.
Yeah, Dad's yelling. There
The
is
government
for
fails us
illegals.
over and over and over again. Our government is pure fucking trash.
Well, it
And
used
that
to
has
not
nothing
be.
to do with immigrants needing to make a better fucking life.
It used to not be this way. They used
We've
to take
never
care
had
of it.
universal health care.
Yeah, America has never had that.
No, but they used to take care of us better than this, than letting crazies in
They didn't have to
and
take
letting
care
all
of-
the drugs flow
They
through.
didn't have to take care of 20 million illegals.
Yeah, we
Okay.
didn't.
We were growing
Well,
up.
let me
Yeah.
ask you this: we're watching like the atrocities that are happening in the war in Gaza right now
Yes.
under a dictator,
Exactly.
as Dad wants, or could you imagine the footage if what Dad is saying was to happen? Can you imagine the footage of 2 Jeeps with 50 caliber machine guns just mowing people down at the southern border?
It's happening in Gaza, you dumb shit. From the Hamas.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying the
Ugh.
atrocities that are happening in these places. Can you imagine if that really was happening in America? Is
It
that
would
the
be
America
great.
you want? That's what you get under a dictator.
Yes. It's what I want.
Well, but it has come to this point
I want the
because
bullshit to disappear.
it has
I'm
come
not-
to this point because we do not have a
Any
leader
illegal
anymore.
alien at
I
our
agree with that.
border- Any illegal alien at our border deserves to be shot.
It's sad that it has come to this point because Biden is not anywhere near a president.
It's not
he-
on Biden. This has started to happen a long time ago, many
Oh,
decades
bull-
ago,
Obama.
when giant multinational corporations started buying both
Bullshit.
parties. Trump,
What
too,
happened
is
to
beholden to
42?
giant
When
financial
did that go
institutions.
away? When
Ask
did
Trump
Article
about his
42
Deutsche
go
Bank
away?
loans.
Mhm.
All
During
of this,
Biden.
anybody who
Biden
gets
got rid of it.
God damn it.
Biden got rid of it. Don't give me any of this back shit.
Okay, quit yelling.
Anybody who rises to that level of success in American politics is locked in, totally beholden to giant financial and corporate interests. All of them.
Why when your dad and I were back in the 70s, we were in high school, we were in college, the border was not even an issue. People would go down there on vacation.
Sure.
They would have vacation homes down there. It was a beautiful place. You could cross in the border, go buy beautiful things. Hell, we took you guys down to
Matamoros.
Matamoros, walked across.
Yeah,
walked to
Matamoros was always a
Winona.
beautiful place.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and Google Matamoros mass graves?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that was before
In the 80s.
Yeah.
Okay.
In
wait
the
a minute.
80s.
South Padre, places down like that across the border were nice. And you know what I'm talking about. You
Sure.
could go down, take a vacation.
Look, you guys
now
think
it's
everything
not.
we think is funny. It ain't gonna be funny when the bullets start flying. and
Okay.
they're
But I'll
gonna
also
fly.
say this, that it's not just a symptom. Like, I think things have always been good and bad. But what you're living through right now
No,
is largely
no.
because of
Let
media.
him talk.
I'm tired
You've
of
got
listening to him
you've
talk.
got a
Chad.
24-hour news cycle.
I can't
You've
stand
got
another
social
fucking
media
2 minutes of
that is
bullshit.
blasting all the bad shit in your face constantly to get your brain to this place where you think the world is ending unless my person gets in the White House or this thing happens. That the mental state of the average person who is connected to social media and a contemporary kind of 24-hour media cycle, especially cable news,
Blah blah
all you
blah
guys
blah
watch,
blah.
it's riled people up. And I think that's why you're so fired up about these things, is because you're watching and listening to shit. Like you said, you're influenced to buy the
Everything he listens to is the truth. We listen to shit.
You can't tell
He's
me.
so full of shit, his eyes are turning darker brown.
Okay. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
You're so full of
Baccarat
shit, your
Rouge.
eyes are turning darker brown. You can't tell me back in the 70s that border was like it is now. No.
No,
It
but
is
there are more
terrible
people
now.
And yes, I agree. There are certain areas in the world that are way worse in terms of like drugs, crime, whatever. But I also think that it's exacerbated by the fact that these cable news companies need you to be watching that fucking screen for them to make money.
Oh,
So they put shit on that screen
Yeah.
that forces you to watch because it terrifies you. They sell you fear. And that cycle of fear and anger is what keeps you addicted to social media and cable
No,
news.
I'm not telling him. No.
When is he gonna realize
You
I
be-
don't give a shit what he thinks?
Oh God, I'm getting away from him. I'm leaving him. I'm getting away from him.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't get out of your zone of internet connection, though.
I won't.
All right. Let's move on to our next question. Dad's gone for the rest of the show. Is that it?
I think so.
All right. Well,
Possibly.
unfortunately, I think he'd want to jump in on this topic, but we'll get to it anyway.
Okay.
Our fourth and final topic is Nikki Haley doesn't know why the Civil War was fought. Presidential hopeful Nikki Haley appeared at an event in Berlin, New Hampshire last Wednesday where she failed to cite slavery as a cause of the American Civil War after being asked about the subject by an attendee at the event. The former governor of South Carolina, the first state to secede from the Union in 1860, instead said the catalysts were, quote, basically how the government was going to run and, quote, freedoms and what people could and couldn't do. The Republican candidate then turned the question around on the person who posed it. What do you think the cause of the Civil War was, she asked. The questioner responded by saying, I'm not running for president. Haley then continued to explain her answer, quote, I think it always comes down to the role of government and what the rights of the people are. And we will always stand by the fact that I think the government was intended to secure the rights and freedoms of the people. It was never meant to be all things to all people. Government doesn't need to tell you how to live your life. They don't need to tell you what you can and can't do. They don't need to be a part of your life. They need to make sure that you have freedom. The questioner told Haley they thought it was astonishing. She gave an answer that did not mention slavery. And she then said, what do you want me to say about slavery, before pivoting and asking the next question. Joe Biden was quick to respond via social media, tweeting, it was about slavery, along with a video clip of Haley's response to the event. Is Dad around? Did he hear any of that?
Do you want to comment on Nikki Haley's thing? He doesn't want to comment.
All right. Was the Civil War about slavery, Mom?
Yes, she cooked her own goose. She cooked her own. Well, oh my God, he's yelling. Just a minute. Just a minute. If you're, listen to me. If you're going to talk, you're going to do it right. Quit yelling. Quit yelling.
The Civil War was not started because of slavery. The Civil War was started because the federal government was trying to take over the land in Virginia.
I just lost you.
And the Virginians.
No, you're good.
I lost you.
No, you're here. We can hear you.
The Virginians didn't want to be told what to do. That's what started this Civil War.
What he's asking.
Lincoln made it about slavery.
That wasn't the question. He was asking you about Nikki Haley.
Yeah, she was actually correct on what she said.
She was kind of cooked her own goose.
But what I'm saying is the Civil War was not started because of slavery. Had nothing to do with slavery.
All right.
That is fucking fact.
I think she cooked her own goose.
Civil War. Wait, where are you going? Put him back on there.
Oh. Where is he?
Do you think the Civil War had anything to do with slavery?
Yes, eventually.
Do you think we should still have slavery?
Do I think we should still have slavery? No.
Yes. Okay. That's interesting. Do you think an American presidential candidate should know more about the history of the Civil War than what we saw from Haley?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think she knew what she was talking about.
No.
It wasn't
She
about
did
slavery.
not.
No.
When the Civil War started, slaves had zero to do with it.
All right.
I watched her on TV and I could tell she was like she hesitated and like, oh God, what am I going to say? I don't think she knew what she was saying.
I think she did know. I think she was trying very hard to avoid using the word slavery or talking about slaves in any way.
Right.
And that was the mistake. It was like she can't even be honest about this because she's afraid to have a soundbite of her saying the wrong thing with the term slavery in the sentence. That's what I think it ultimately was. Do you think Donald Trump would have said slavery?
Probably. Yeah.
The Civil War was about slavery.
You think he would have done it?
Yes.
No.
Yes, I do.
I don't know if he knows.
Yeah.
He's way ahead. He's not afraid of anybody now. He's going to say whatever.
He's afraid of everybody. My next question was, you look at what Nikki Haley did here. She's in a town hall taking questions from random people in an audience. They could say anything they fucking want. And she's got to react to that. Trump has avoided all of this. He has done no debates, no town halls. Do you think that's bad for a presidential candidate to literally have no accountability to anybody, to not have to face it off against a Democratic candidate, to not have to answer questions from people? I have no idea what he's saying. He's just mumbling in the background.
He's saying he doesn't have to debate because he's got it sealed up.
But don't you want him to? Don't you want your presidential candidate to see if he can handle himself or not?
Yeah, I do want him out there.
Like
he can handle him. He will eat them all up alive. It's kind of like why does he have to? He's so far ahead. Why does he have to?
Why does he have to? Because a presidential candidate should not be afraid to stand in front of the American public and be compared against the other candidates and have to tell their ideas about policy and ideology and all of it.
Speak nicely.
Trump's already done all of his town halls. He doesn't need the other candidates in his town halls. His voters have already decided he is going to win the GOP nomination. He doesn't need to go out and try to grease down 3 more palms to get a vote. The bottom line is he did his town halls way back when, and now he's got them all in his pocket.
But
there's no upside for him to go out and talk to a bunch of no good, worthless competitors who aren't even going to be. They'll be on the ballot and then they'll be gone 2 days later, and you'll never hear from them again.
But don't you want to see your candidate go head to head with everybody else to show just how dominant he is?
Already saw him do it.
I would.
When?
He's gone head to head against Christie, Haley, DeSantis via the rallies he's been having. He's been telling everybody what the fuck's wrong with him. And guess what? They fucking believe it.
I would love to see him head to head take him down.
Do you think there's going to be a presidential debate between Biden and Trump?
They won't let it happen because Biden doesn't have any brain cells. They won't let it happen.
And does that I mean, it makes me mad that is probably not going to happen.
No, that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it bothers me. I'd love to see it, but Biden doesn't have any brain cells. It wouldn't. He'd have it in his ear thing, and he'd be 5 minutes later answer the question.
I think both of them have a huge possible detrimental effect of a public appearance debate between one another. I think both of them would be like shit. Their whole teams would just be like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, the whole time, like just waiting on either one of them to step on a landmine.
Not Trump's. Not Trump's. I think Trump would do fine. Okay, he's yelling stuff out of the bathroom. I have no idea
He
what
wouldn't
he's
do
saying.
fine though, because like when he's saying these things at his rallies, when he's saying like immigrants are poisoning the blood of the country, he can say those things at his rallies because there's no one there to be like, wait, what the fuck did you say? He just says it. There's a news story about it, and then he walks off fucking stage. If you're doing that in a debate, if you're doing that in a town hall, somebody's gonna be like, sorry, what the fuck did you say, Hitler?
Mhm.
And then he's
Well-
gonna have to answer for it in real time. I don't
He
think
might-
he's capable of doing that.
Yes, he is, and he could be more controlled, but he could also then put the hammer down on them too, on the other candidates and what they have said about him.
I don't
Just
agree.
Just like the one debate where he brought up the laptop, he brought up Hunter Biden's drug problem.
Uh-huh.
He was made to be quiet. Oh, that's a lie. That's a lie. Yeah. Well, now we know that was all true.
Yeah, I
Right?
don't think he's a good debater. I think he's like good on camera and can be funny, and he's good at insulting people. But like Hillary Clinton, I thought destroyed him.
For dinner.
He's one of the best. I think he's one of the best debaters, actually.
eats your
He's
ass
also an
alive.
entertainer, so people love
Yeah.
that.
It's like watching. It's like watching a 13-year-old. It's like watching a fucking child debate.
Okay.
No, it's not.
I'm not a puppet. You're the puppet.
Remember that?
2-year-old.
Here's Biden. Where am I?
He makes
Where
fun
am
of
I?
people with
Where am
disabilities.
I?
Like
Yeah.
it's like
Where's
a fucking
the
kid.
door? Oh God.
I
Where's-
think I shit myself.
I'm not. I
Where's
don't
my
think Biden
wallet?
is a good debater either. I agree with you. I think
Mm.
that his team is scared shitless of putting him in front of a camera without a
Then
script.
then why
And be
aren't
like,
you-
let's see
why
what
aren't you-
happens.
Why aren't you spending 50% of your time on this fucking podcast trashing that pile of shit?
Oh God.
We do. I brought up all the Hunter Biden shit every time it happens. Anytime Joe Biden says something. Look, and also, as always, anytime you guys want a topic to be mentioned, simply
Yes.
email it to me.
Well,
Simply
you know
email
what?
it to
All
me.
you need to do is go back to all your podcasts, get a stopwatch out, and you're going to find out that 80% of your time is bad mouthing Trump.
Listen,
Okay.
Dad, if you have topics you
Shut
want me
up.
This is one thing that I am bugged about right now. Don't let's get off that. Let's get away from this.
Shut up.
This one thing I'm bugged about right now. Okay, stop it. We still have hostages held by Hamas. Now, how many? You know what? No one knows. You know why? Because they're not telling us. And where is our supposedly president?
Yeah,
He's on vacation.
sure.
I really, in my heart, if
You
Trump
cannot
right
get
now
on
is a
Biden. No.
listen to me.
Trump was
If-
at fucking Mar-a-Lago 100% of his presidential. You
Not-
cannot get on a president for
Bullshit.
fucking taking
Bullshit.
vacation days. Trump
Not
did it
if
as much as
we
anybody.
had American hostages taken and not returned home. He would not be on fucking vacation.
Yes, he would. And
No,
you
he would
guys
not be.
shit all over Michelle Obama.
And
His
take this fucking time bashing Trump.
Okay.
hey, tell Dad.
Yeah.
Put him on. Put him on. Put him on.
Oh fuck, he's driving me nuts. I gotta go see Shiny just a minute. God damn
We're
it.
done.
Okay.
Listen, no,
we're not.
listen.
love you,
I want to make
Dad.
you an
I love
offer.
you, Haley. I love
No,
you,
I want to make you an
Mary
offer.
Lou. Go
Listen.
fuck yourself, Democrats. Bye.
Listen, no, listen, please. Tell Dad, look,
He wants to one-
I'm out.
No, he
no,
wants
for
to
next
ask
week,
you one
for
thing.
next week, I want you to send me at least one topic that you want to talk about, and I'll put it in here.
I already said Mike's 5-inch dick.
Okay, you
All
need
right,
more
send me-
information.
You got to send me a link to like an article or something, and I'll put it in.
Okay,
You want a physical picture?
he's done.
Yeah, send me a picture of Michelle Obama's 5-inch penis, and we will
He's
talk about
done.
it next week.
My God,
There's
he needs
probably no source. There's absolutely no source. That's why it's not going to happen.
Hang on, I'm
We
gonna
need-
Google this right now.
We need to up the medication.
I'm Googling
What are you Googling?
Michelle Obama 5-inch penis. Let's see what comes up.
It's there. There'll be a picture too. There is
This
a picture.
is August 25th, 2017. Michelle Obama. Alex Jones claims he has proof that Michelle Obama has a penis.
There you go. We will do this next
Alex
time.
Jones?
We could talk a whole hour about this. There's a brand new podcast where this man is bringing all this information back up. And this is one reason, no, she will not run for president. They won't put her up there, or whoever she is, because it'll all come back out again. And that's why it's starting to come out right now.
Okay. Well, I cannot agree with you about Michelle Obama's supposed penis, but I can thank everyone for joining us this week, our first week of 2024. This is going to be a big year on this podcast. Obviously, we're leading into the presidential election in November. So we hope everyone will stick around this year and see all the ups and downs. And I hope my dad will engage in conversation instead of bowing out and yelling at us like a child. But again, tell him if there's something you want to talk about. Haley, same to you. If there's anything you guys want to talk about in this, I will put any topic in this show that you want. I never get those emails. Rarely. Mom, you sometimes send me one.
Okay.
What do you say?
Supposed to have Obama in here today?
Yes, we were supposed.
Where did he go?
Oh God, now he's on my ass. I wanted to do the Obama thing today, but I didn't have time last night because of other issues. Anyway, so I will get us a topic for next week, and I will.
I'm happy to put in any topics anybody wants to talk about. These are just the ones that when I'm reading through the news, this is the shit that I find important. But again, any of you can submit anything to me, and I will gladly put it in here. But thanks everybody for joining us. And again, if you want to submit your questions to this podcast, you just record a 1-minute or shorter audio clip, send it to thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com. And before we go, as always, despite all of our political differences, we are family. Haley, I love you and Happy New Year. Mom, I love you. Happy New Year. Dad, wherever you are, I love you and Happy New Year.
Mom, I love you. Dad, I love you. Chad, I love you. Gypsy Rose is free, guys.
I love you, Haley. I love you. Bob, I love you. Happy New Year.
We'll see you next week.
God, help us all.